You know that feeling when something happens over and over and over again and you still can't get it right? I feel like that's how end of the years feel. It always feels like it just started yesterday. And now we're in December. And before we know it, we're crossing over and then a new year starts. And I think that's one identifier to the fact that life is so transient and things happen so quickly. Anyways, let me not get all deep. I'm so excited, guys. This is my first long form YouTube content. And as you probably already know, because I wouldn't shut up about it, it's my birthday. Yeah. Thank you. So today I have titled this video Things That I Learned in 2024. Let's get into it. Let me just give this disclaimer. This list is in no particular order. So just see as me telling you as many things that I can remember. Also, I must tell you that these things I'm going to mention are not necessarily things that are new to me. As a matter of fact, I've always known them. It's just sometimes you can know something, but if you don't actually live it, then you don't really know it. If you get what I mean. I hope you do. Anyways, number one is, I think my introduction already gave it away, but time goes by so fast. You know, I'm going to be as real as possible in this video. Who else is in that phase? I mean, if you're a new graduate, if you're, a young adult, this is just trying to understand this adulthood thing. You're in that phase where parents, siblings, and family are beginning to ask you interesting questions about having a partner and when a possibility of something is going to happen. Someone please help me catch up. Were we not the ones that they were telling to go to school and focus on our books? At what point were we? You know what? I'm trying so hard to catch up with this adulthood thing. I'm just gonna take it one step at a time, one day at a time. But my point is that time goes by so fast. And the interesting thing about it is the world expects you to catch up. Honestly, the system of the world is structured in a way that you are just expected to catch up. Definitely, you'd be given templates to follow, told to do things. At this point, you're supposed to be studying. At this point, you're supposed to be doing this. But the truth is, all of that is structured in a way that time would eventually cheat you. And if you don't want to find yourself in a place where you feel like you're running out of time, then you have to learn how to take control of the times and seasons of your life. I just use the relationship example because I feel like a lot of us can relate to it. But there's so many other areas, especially in your career, in the things that you're interested in. If you don't follow up, if you don't actively do things, every area of your life, literally, if you just sit back and say, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, aha, aha. The second thing is this: no one is coming to save you. Let that sink in. See, I hear this a lot of times, but I don't think it has ever been as real to me as it was this year. This year, it literally dawned on me that the future, the life, everything that you desire is up to you to actually craft. You have to put in the work. You have to do everything it takes within your power. And a lot of times we actually have the potential to manifest whatever we want to. But we just feel like, you know what, the world will bring it to us. That's a lazy approach, and I learned it this year. All of that home video trick you see is what it is, entertainment. You will not wake up one day and realize that Otedola is actually your father, and then you were lost or exchanged somehow in the hospital when you were giving birth to, and so you're now born into a line of generational wealth. My darling, wake up. Money will not fall from the sky. The life you want and everything is not just going to happen. You have to work. So 2025, we go harder. Number three is keenly related to number two, and it is that you grow according to the structures that you set. You know how at the start of every year, everybody believes that they can have their dream body by the end of the year. What am I saying? By summer body loading, right? And we genuinely get excited. We want to do it. We go to the gym, eat right, do this, do that, no soda, no carbs, no this. And it sounds so great. Until week one, you go for 2 days, you're sore, and you're like, okay, I can do this. And then week two, you go for one day. Week three, you go for another 2 days. Before you know it, by week 4, you're no more interested. And then you realize that you were actually going based on motivation and your emotions. But you forget that everything that has ever been great had to outlive that realm of motivation and emotions. Emotions are very fleeting. You can't base your level of output on how you feel. It won't work. If you want to go to the gym and hit a particular body goal, then you have to set the structures. Get a trainer, meal prep, get accountability partners, groups, people, things that would help you. Don't just go, oh, today I feel very motivated and I'll do it. Oh, tomorrow you flop. Oh, you just realize that summer has come and that cute baby pouch is still standing tall. The first thing I learned this year is that consistency is not linear. That means that consistency does not look like a straight line. For instance, with the gym example, it's great if you can make it every single day that you have decided to. By the way, you shouldn't go to the gym every single day. So imagine you say, oh, I want to go to the gym 3 times a week, every week this year. And according to your ability, you set all the right structures and you try your best. Week 1, you do the 3 times a week. Week 2, you do 3 times a week. Week 3, you're like, okay, I have work, I'm feeling sick, blah, blah, blah. You do just 2 times. Week 4 comes, you do once. The next week, you do once. Upper week, you do twice. The other week, you do twice again. Another time, you do 3. It doesn't look like 3 weeks straight every single week, but you're showing up every single week. That counts for something. Before you know it, you're building momentum, you're building strength, and in no time, you'd actually be as frequent as you hope. So yeah, consistency does not look like a straight line. It looks like giving your best at every given point. Of course, it should never be an excuse for laziness, but knowing that consistency involves you giving your best at every given point would help you keep track of your success and stay motivated in the long run. The next set of points actually related to the mind and thinking. Number 5 is a phrase you probably have heard from the Bible or just general wisdom, but it is very true. It is, as a man thinketh, so is he. That statement never made much more sense to me than it did this year, and I will explain. Your reality is exactly shaped by how you think. There's no magic. There's nothing you want to do. And I'm not talking about what you know. Like I said it at the beginning of this video. Sometimes you know something, but you don't actually know it until you live it, right? And what you live is what you believe. So you be like what you live. Hey, I'm spitting bad. God, I'm too hot. Somebody pour me water. Okay, guys, let's be serious. You cannot outgrow your mind. So you have to do a lot of mental work. And this thing can be tricky. Sometimes you think that, oh, I believe the best for myself. But no, you like it, but you don't believe it. You fancy the idea of it, but you don't believe it. I know that for sure because your reality is contrary to what you think you believe. So what is the way forward? It brings me to number 6. And that is Delulu is the solulu. Guys, I actually did learn a lot this year. And when I say that I learned these things, I mean that I actually lived them. Like my consciousness shifted, they shaped my mind, and I began to live them. Have you ever taken a mental trip to your future and imagine like what it's like, say 5, 10 years from now, what you see, what your future will look like, and all of those things? What do you see when you do that? I'm actually curious. I want to know what you see in the comments. Please let me know. And why I'm asking this is a lot of times we shoot for the stars, but we're not as daring as should be. A lot can happen in a year. But we underestimate that sometimes and try to play it safe and we're like, oh, I'm currently making X amount, so in a year I should be making 2X. So 2X times 5 or 2X plus X plus X or plus X.5, or you get the maths, and you try to be over calculative and realistic about your future. That's very dangerous, honestly. We have to know that time is such an amazing thing that can literally make the most powerful realities. And so if the only place you can afford to be the richest person on earth is your imagination, so be it. If that's where you're going to be that founder who scales their startup to a unicorn status in just 2 years, then so be it. We have to dare to believe the best things for ourselves. It is free. Use it to your own advantage. Think good things of yourself. And I tell you, your reality will catch up. It's just a matter of time. And that is it, guys. Those are lessons I learned in 2024 that I'm definitely going to be practicing a lot more in 2025. Now, mind you, those are not the only lessons I learned. Trust me, I have a handful of them, but these are the ones that I think that stand out the most for me so far, and are also strongly related to my career. So yeah, thank you for sticking with me. And by the way, guys, please subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, and on LinkedIn. I am Flora Namaka across all platforms. I make great content in marketing and fitness, and sometimes my faith. So yes, you definitely find something that resonates with you. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Have you subscribed? Yeah, let's do this because it's my birthday. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to subscribe. And make sure they all subscribe. You guys, the goal is to be on 500 subscribers before the end of today. So please make that birthday wish come to pass, will you? Thank you. Until next time, thank you for being here. Bye, guys.